So as I look at this week's schedule, I honestly don't see a lot that's going to go in the video, so it should be relatively short. But again, I really was never a big fan of The Office, but I don't dislike any of the actors that were actually in it. It's really my sense of humor, but the sum of the parts is much greater than the whole, I guess. I don't know. Anyway, before I start talking about what is going to happen this week, let me once again show you the schedule. So first, take this page, go down just a little bit, and find the 102 Masterclass schedule right down here. View the course schedule. Once we click on this, scroll down to week 3, and like I told you, there's really not that much. But don't be confused. It's a pretty big assignment. So you have to craft a paper from the planner that you already submitted in week 2 and submit it. The only real review material is APA formatting specifics, which I'm 99% sure most of you will skip wholesale because you'll elect to use what you need and ignore the rest. Why do I believe that? I know things about pigeons, Lily. Oh, and by the way, if you know what that reference comes from, please email me and let me know, because I'll give you extra credit for getting one of my favorite throwaway lines from 90s movies correct. Anyway, the reason I say that is that most of you will skip this because even in class, I can see students fade away when we start discussing APA. I get it. I just want to show you the best places to get the material, okay? So let's talk about that, why don't we? Clicking on this first link here will take you to a pretty, but ultimately useless page. It's kind of better than it used to be without being great. So, okay, whatever. I would encourage you to read through it and see what these links do, but I'm going to show you 3 other pages that are actually much, much stronger than this one. To do this, I want you to go back to your main portal page, which looks just like this. Once you click here, you got to make sure you're on Student Resources. Once you click here, go over to the Student Success Toolbox again, and then click on Library. Now remember our database friends, but now I want you to go all the way to the bottom under Information and click on the APA style documentation. Doing that will open up this page here. Now this page is great. I've been using this page quite literally for almost 20 years. It's a color-coded document that the library put together decades ago to be sure that students know where to put everything. They update it every time APA updates, so it's fantastic. It's my #1 go-to document, and I'm actually quite ashamed that the English 102 page doesn't even link this. As you can see, you can scroll through and get citations and references formatting for all of the most popular reference sources, websites, podcasts, YouTube clips, journal articles, etc. And they even make it easy to follow which parts go where. I mean, look, red are the authors, green is the year, brown is the title, purple italics is the title of the periodical, volume number and issue number are blue, pages are purple, and so forth and so on. So all joking aside, though, if you are colorblind or have a visual impairment relating to color, this might not be the most helpful page for you. Print it in black and white, and you can still use the material, but you just won't get the shading help. The second page I want you to look at is the official APA page. So if you click on it, it would be apastyle.org, okay? I have this linked in the announcement, but it's apastyle.org, and it's written by the American Psychological Association. All the material you need here is found in style and grammar guidelines. So you can't find on this page what you need. It doesn't exist. That's the benefit. Any question you should have about APA can be answered here. The drawback, though, is it reads like computer instructions. It's very dry and straightforward with no real attempt to bridge the gap between lecture and audience. So if you know what you're looking for at this point and you're patient, well, this is your place. If not, well, wait, there's more. Y'all are not old enough to remember infomercials, are you? Man, this guy here ruled the airwaves. Stupid OxyClean Billy Myers. You can either go to Google and type in Purdue O.W.L APA, that's Purdue, as you can see right here, Purdue O.W.L APA, or you can just look at the link on the announcement. Either way, you will find a link to the online writing lab, O.W.L, get it? For Purdue University. Yes, they do something besides play in the NCAA Men's March Madness tournament, people. Those Boilermakers are multi-talented. Anyway, I think Purdue O.W.L is the cream of the crop when it comes to writing centers. I'm impressed beyond belief every time I go there. Think of apastyle.org that was made for college students, and you get Purdue O.W.L. Take your time going through it, and all this material here, you can click on the introduction, formatting and style guides, where the references do, the legal references, everything is in here. You can even use the automatic citation machine here, although I would really prefer that you not, but, you can do that. So take your time. And honestly, now that we've talked about all that, there's just a little quiz that if you click on it, it will take you to this, okay? I'm pretty sure that 99.9% of you will look at this and say, wait, I don't have to do this? I'm not going to get grades on it? It's not going to affect me? Bye, Felicia. Don't worry. I get it. It'll make you feel better if you know everything, or it will really point out where you need to brush up. But, I get it. So let's talk about the thing that you have to submit this week, okay? The first is the actual 3 to 4 page literature review based on the planner that you submitted last week. Now, once you click on this, you'll see here it's got all the instructions, which are okay, but not necessarily fantastic. But what I did was I have attached the directions and sample to the announcement for the week. So once you go back to your announcement, you will click on it and see this under the attachments section at the very bottom. English 102, Unit 1, Literature Review, Directions and Sample. I want to go through this now to really underline a few things so you understand what's what, okay? First, what you really need to do is overview and objectives. Just read it, understand it. The thing that you need to get out of here is the 2 sources that you find must be of opposing ideas. So if you're writing about legalizing marijuana, which you're not supposed to be writing about, one source will say, yay, legalize it. The other source will say, boo, keep it illegal. So you're going to have one source that says your side, one source that says another side, okay? Then you're going to look down here at the requirements. 3 to 4 full pages. Remember, when I say full pages, I mean full pages. If you're in the cafeteria and you ask me for $1 to get something to eat and I give you 96 cents, I didn't give you $1, did I? So just because you're on the 3rd page does not mean that it counts. You will lose points if it's short. So 3 to 4 full pages, and it's going to be very easy to get there. You'll see in a few minutes. 2 well-chosen, evaluated sources of opposing sides. You're going to use APA formatting. Double-spaced, Times New Roman or Calibri 12-point font, correctly formatted title page, page numbers, repeated titles, headings, in-text citations, and references page. And it's going to be 1-inch margins all around. The structure will match the documents provided down here. You're going to use third-person point of view as much as possible. That is he, she, it, they, them. First person when you are evaluating. My evaluation of this source is, I believe that this is effective because. You will never ever use second person. That is you, your, yourself. Avoid that altogether. I see that, you lose points. Okay? Down here under structure, you will see what each paragraph does. Your introduction, look for a hook. Something that will tell your reader why your topic is worthwhile to pay attention to. Then you're going to give a brief general background on your topic. Think of this section as getting your reader ready to read your thesis statement. What material do they need to know to understand your point of view? Don't assume that your reader knows everything or even anything about your topic. Give them the high points. Then hit them with the thesis statement. Your introduction is a single paragraph. It's probably going to be roughly a half a page long. Your research questions, you're going to list off at least 3 research questions that you ask yourself to find source material. And basically, you're just trying to figure out what's every piece of your argument. So once you list those out, you'll explain why they're important questions. And again, I will show you the sample so you can see how it works in practice. That will be roughly a half a page, a single paragraph. It says minimum of 1 paragraph, and some of you might have gone crazy and given me 15 research questions. Great! But for most of you, it's going to be 1 paragraph, a half a page. So already, with these 2 paragraphs, you're at 1 full page. You only need 2 left. This is the meat of your paper here, the body. It's your source summary and analysis. It's going to be a minimum of 5 paragraphs. So your first source will have a summary. Your first source will have a summary followed by an evaluation. That's 2 paragraphs. Summary paragraph, evaluation paragraph. You're doing the same thing for source 2. Summary paragraph, evaluation paragraph. Okay? Once you get through them, then you get to a reflection. Why were these sources effective for you? Why were they solid? Why were they not solid? Why did you choose to use them even though you didn't like them? So this is where you're going to show me, I feel that these sources are good because. I believe these sources work because, okay? Now with these summaries, I want you to know one thing. You need to give me 4 pieces of information to make a summary effective. And you do it in the very first sentence. You give me the title of the work. You give me the author. You give me the year it was published. And then you give me its thesis statement. What was the main point of that article? You can do that in a single sentence by formatting it like this. Ready? In the article, state your title. Then, in parentheses, put your year. So, in the article, state your title, year. By, state your author. The author states, the author explains, the author argues, the author postulates, whatever verb you want to use. The author, blank, and then give me your thesis statement, okay? So if you can do that, you have a great summary start. After that, you should have 4 full pages at that point, or 3.5 pages. And then your conclusion is going to be a single paragraph. It's going to be very short, and there's only going to be 2 pieces in it if you look back at your planner. You're going to restate the main purpose of the literature review, explain what you could do with the research topic, and explain the significance of your research. Okay? Now, what does that all mean? Well, take a look at what it looks like. This is an APA formatted title page. You will see the page number in the upper right-hand corner. Please note, your last name is not here. My last name is not here. The title of your paper is not here. The class is not here. The year is not here. The date is not here. It is the page number only. Then we have your title. If you'd like, you can say a review of the literature surrounding and then just throw your title in. That's fine too. Or your topic. Skip a line and then put your name. That's important. Your name is more important than my name. So your name goes first. Then just copy these 2 lines. And there we go. Department of English, Delaware Technical and Community College. You're writing it for the English department. You're writing it for this school. You're writing it for this class, English 102, Composition 2. Copy and paste. And then down here, that's where we get to my name, okay? Mr. William J. Christopher III. Just take a look. The due date will be Sunday, January 28th, 2024. So just January 28, 2024. That's your title page. Notice that there's nothing down here. There's a big space here. Don't start your paper on the same page, okay? That's your title page. Then we scroll down to page 2, and please note, the page number is there and nothing else. But now we take our title from here, literally copy it, and paste it here, and we start the paper, okay? Now here's our introduction. We have our hook, we have our general background, we have our thesis statement. That's all you need for the introduction. But something I want to call to your attention, because you will lose points if you do not put them in there, are headers, research questions, summary of first source, evaluation of first source, summary of second source, evaluation of second source, reflection of preliminary research process, and conclusion. Make sure that you separate each section by these subheaders, okay? So down here we get to our research questions, and what I've done to make them stand out, which I recommend you do, is take your research questions and italicize them. It's just Control-I. Highlight, Control-I, and they go slanty like this, okay? If you do that, you can spell it out. What is your question and why was it necessary? What is your second question? Why is it necessary? What is your third question? Why is it necessary? Again, half a page. Half a page. Full page. There you go, okay? We get down to the summary. The first source I found was title, year, by, author. And then, of course, I split it into a second sentence. Thesis statement. You need those 4 pieces. Title, year, author, thesis. If you use anything from the source, which you should, whether through direct quote, copy and paste, or paraphrase, preferably, you need to cite it. The citing is very, very simple. It will be author's last name, year, and then the paragraph number that you found it in, unless it's a paginated source, which is a source with pre-printed page numbers, okay? So make sure that you cite any direct quotes or paraphrases. You go into the evaluation, and as you can see, currency, accuracy, authority, purpose. The only thing I don't list off here is relevance because I just assumed. But there's my CRAP test, right? We talked about that. If you go back to evaluating sources, you can see what questions you can ask for the CRAP test. It doesn't take that long. It's just over a half a page. Then you go into the second summary with my first source illustrating blah, blah, blah. I'm giving you a good transition between sections. And this one's about 2/3 of a page. And then I get into the evaluation of the second source, which is about a half page. And I go right into the evaluation. Again, we have currency, relevance, accuracy, authority, and purpose, okay? And then we get into our reflection. This is where I can say I and me and my. And then finally our conclusion, which is very brief. So we end on page 6 here. So we start on page 2. That's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. You're in the middle of the 5th page, which means you've given me 4 full pages, which means I'm happy. Your grade will be happy. Rainbows and puppy dogs and butterflies will fly in the sky, okay? Then, finally, you're going to list off the 2 sources that you use on a separate page that just has the word references in bold, and then you're going to alphabetize them, okay? I used one by Merriam-Webster and one by King University. B comes before K, therefore, and I know right now you're singing that BK song, but that's what it is, okay? Author, the date, the title, and then the URL. That's usually what you're going to find online. If there are any questions, please let me know. I'd be more than happy to answer them, but do it early. And that's the major assignment, folks. It's worth 15% of your grade, so take it seriously. Okay? That's it, my friends. Barely 2.5 pages of my script this week, but it's roughly 19 minutes. Well, either way, I count that as a win. Please take a look at the paper directions early and let me know if you have any questions. If not, then good luck. So, blah, blah, blah. If you're going to be watching football this weekend, it's going to be a hell of a lot of fun, so enjoy it. Otherwise, don't throw your back out with the snow. Have a great one. See ya.